when somebody says like unconventional fitness is taking over, I'm like, please, man. Do you know how much fitness sin is going on out there? You kind of have to get into a certain level to find like this like type of fitness. And so it's super small. And so not a lot of people know about unconventional fitness. And then when you get into categories of unconventional fitness, you look at Steel Mace. Whoa, what a small sliver of the pie. Who else talks about the pie other than the people who know about it? And there are different philosophies in how you teach mace. And mine, I don't really do reps. I don't really stretch out. I don't really warm up. I work out for 3 hours. I set my mace down and I have a good day. I wake up happy. I go to sleep happy and I'm injury free. Every now and then I have a flare up, but I'm 41 years old. Check me out. I've been doing this for 8 years. I experiment and play with the mace every day with some refinement. When I find something that attaches to me, I just like to do it, but I don't do reps. Every now and then I'll write a workout because it's fun. I'll do it because my community enjoys it. But really, I just flow. I just move freely until I get done working through my emotions or have had enough fun. And that's completely untraditional, non-traditional. And so people who are trying to legitimize the mace who are using the written science in like hypertrophy and rest periodization, how to build cardio, they have implemented that same logic to the mace, and it works. It fucking works. It works very well. The mace can work as a great supplement tool, but they make some heavy mace out there. And so there's a way to build extreme strength using the old philosophies. Don't want to say too old philosophies, but just like current philosophies in like hypertrophy and doing reps and resting. Yeah. Hey, and it can be done.
Speaking of the science behind it and studying the effects of the mace and legitimizing it from, like an official scientific standpoint, a thought that I had is if I was introduced to the mace back when I was playing baseball, I wonder how that would have affected the condition of my shoulders, because the first time I ever did a 360 was 3.5 years after I stopped playing. But I've never felt such a full and rapid activation of my shoulders from that beats performing a 360 swing. And so I was thinking to myself, if someone told me, usually you might have about like 15 to 20 minutes to warm up in the bullpen. If someone said to me today, you have 2 minutes and then you have to go into the game, 2 minutes to warm up, I would do 360s, a minute and a half, and maybe like some switch curls, some lunges, and then just go into the game, like throw 8 warm-up pitches. But like 100% for activating my shoulders as a throwing athlete, I would go 360s. And I would be curious to see if there are any studies with MRI activation where you can actually track the traditional methods of getting warm for baseball or football. And then, you do the bands, you do like the whole Jaeger bands is what a lot of people use. It's like the Jaeger 10. And then you compare that to the activation you get to warm up with a 360.
Yeah, I'll be really happy when anybody decides to do that, but that is not my wheelhouse. Imagine this. You're getting ready to be competitive and you want to warm up your shoulder, but what else do you want to be during game day? Present as fuck. Want to be in that top-notch operating state. What if you have a practice you could do that got you, boom, into flow state? Like a free flow. That would be another level of warming up, because that's really what you're doing when you're like warming up, is you're focusing on like casting a vision. I'm going to hit this home run. I'm going to catch this ball. I'm going to do this superhuman thing. So you might be daydreaming about what you're going to do.
Oh yeah. And just then, like intense visualizations, seeing the pitches.
Now you get to act it out with your mace and not restrict the movement to like the only thing that you're like, the throw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It would be great to when that stuff pops up.
Yeah, and
I'm actually so thankful that there are different styles of mace, even if they don't necessarily all feed the same energy, because having choice means freedom. Fuck yeah. I'm so glad that there's a style out there that completely contradicts mine, that you can learn both.
And not only the visualizations for yourself, but I'm imagining I'm on a baseball field, I'm on the other team. The only things that people really use to warm up are these light dumbbells and resistance bands and rollers. And then I see the starting pitcher just fucking swinging a mace to get ready. I'm thinking in my mind, like, this dude's about to just mow down the entire fucking team. Like, he's doing 360s, single arm. Like,
camera zooms in on that guy. Sports agents start calling as long as he makes a play.
This dude's about to throw 110.
If he doesn't make a play, he gets beat up during his representation of flow state. then ineffective flow state. But that would be. I've always thought of different ways to popularize the mace and not just stay true to my art. I'm very true to my art, but I know that there are gimmicky ways. I could have put out like a workout video on how to work out with the mace and then done like do 10 of these, do 5 of those. And it has been suggested enough times to make a small fortune if everybody bought one who suggested it. But I've resisted and just stayed true to the art. I've always thought about things like paying a golfer who is really good at the driving range to swing the mace before he crushes a couple balls, or pay that professional athlete to swing the mace before he hits a ball, or that UFC athlete you train to walk out with the mace or use it for warm up. And it fits into a lot of places, and I think that's where a lot of people out there in their fitness journey, they're trying to create themselves, but they use the mentality of I'm trying to find myself, and they join games that are played by other people's rules. And if you put your rules in, or the ways that you want to do it, it's often thought of as wrong. And so you get to like find a place where, hey, we do have form, but you can do whatever you want. And if there's something wrong with the way you're doing it, we'll help you create some foundation for your flow, but we're not going to take it away. And so there's this ability to create yourself from within. I have so many students all over the world who are creating their own fitness regimen, moving exactly how they want to move, however fitness makes them happy or helps them deal with whatever they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And it's not in a box. It's not in a you have to do it this way. It is a beautiful thing to see out there. And even though I have people, even in my own community, who don't identify with what I do, I think one thing we can all agree on is it sure is beautiful to see so many people do something you really like.
Yeah. So when you're personally practicing with the mace, you said that looks like more free flow movement. You don't often perform repetitions or sets or things like that. Like you pick it up and you might move for an hour and a half, but there's not a strict box in terms of I'm going to do this movement here and this movement here. Like it's more of a flow style.
Yeah, just kind of imagine a guitarist playing music. They're just going to play chords and maybe stumble on some things that they've done, and like have a good jam session and introduce old pieces to new pieces. And that has been the entirety of my career. But lately I've been doing this. I've been doing a lot of reps. This is the good thing about flow is, right, you get to go all the different ways. There are so many moves out there. I don't know how many moves there are now, Zach. There's I used to know all the moves, but there are so many moves out there. And I really like geeking out, nerding out on one move. Something I've always liked doing is like if I go into like a workout, like a mace workout, there might be one move that I'm going to dance around and try and connect all the dots to. And so I've gotten really deep on what I can do with one move. And so this last probably year, I've been preparing for a project called Steel Mace Evolution. And the biggest part of that project is I kind of talked about Bruce Lee and flow and martial arts, and like, is it real or is it like ancient secrets that nobody can prove? And so with flow state, with free flow, I've always thought it would be neat to introduce people to exactly what I'm going through when I flow. But it's a really tough thing to try and present. I want you to feel exactly how I feel, because we all feel differently. But I feel like if you work on something really hard and really passionately for the right reasons, you'll get gifts, you'll get downloads, just things will flow into place. And so I've been working on this piece called The Story of the Heart, and there are 3 to 4 moves that you do. It's very simple. and there's a meditation that goes along with it. There's symbolism involved with the story and the way you move the mace. And so the person who gets to go through the experience, from what I've only done a few of them, it goes pretty deep. It goes pretty far. And so I've been able to put a mace in somebody's hand and teach them one move and get very, very intimate with that one move. And so I've been doing a lot of reps, but focused on creating this project and trying to introduce people to how to feel emotionally activated through a workout in a safe way.